On Tuesday, China, Brazil, and other BRICS members criticized the resurgence of trade protectionism during a meeting in Rio de Janeiro, largely focused on U.S. President Donald Trump's tariff policies. Top diplomats from the 11-member group, including Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi and Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov, attended 2 days of talks covering topics from Trump's trade war to efforts for peace in Ukraine. Mauro Vieira, Brazil's foreign minister and current BRICS president, said the bloc firmly rejects protectionism, though he did not mention Trump directly. Since January, Trump has imposed a 10% tariff on many countries, with China facing duties as high as 145% on some products. So in response, China has slapped 125% tariffs on U.S. goods. BRICS, which was founded back in 2009 by Brazil, Russia, India, and China, now includes Egypt, Ethiopia, Indonesia, Iran, Saudi Arabia, South Africa, and the UAE. It serves as a pretty significant counterbalance to Western-led groups like the G7, representing nearly half the world's population and 39% of global GDP. The Rio meeting came at a crucial time for the global economy, as the IMF lowered growth forecasts due to the impact of Trump's tariffs. The ministers did not release a joint statement. Brazil issued a declaration summarizing the talks, with Vieira noting, absolute consensus on trade conflicts and tariffs. So some BRICS countries have actually managed to avoid the worst of Trump's tariffs. Brazilian exports to the United States face a 10% tariff, which is, much lower than the tariffs imposed on China. Although Brazil is the second-largest steel supplier to the United States and has definitely felt the impact of steel tariffs, President Luiz Inácio Lula's government has decided to go with negotiation instead of retaliation. So, Brazil has expressed some real frustration with European Union regulations on certain agricultural exports that are linked to Amazon deforestation. Vieira criticized these so-called non-tariff trade barriers, basically calling them environmental excuses. On the issue of non-dollar trade among BRICS members, the group, they were pretty cautious. At last year's summit in Russia, leaders talked about increasing those kinds of transactions, but Trump quickly threatened 100% tariffs if they undermined the US dollar.